Good morning and welcome back, grade 2 students. I hope you guys are enjoying my science videos. Today we're going to continue with Unit 5, Changes to Earth's Surface, Lesson 3. How can we prevent wind and water from changing land? Part 3. For today we're going to cover the following points. Lesson 3, How can we prevent wind and water from changing land? Explain ways to prevent changes to land, page 270-271. Explain landslide solutions, page 272. We start with page 270, ways to prevent changes to land. Look at the pictures to explore how people try to prevent wind and water from changing the land. Again, ways to prevent changes to land. Look at the pictures to explore how people try to prevent wind and water from changing the land. So in this section, we're going to discover the different ways that the people came up with in a trial to prevent. When we say prevent, it means to stop the wind and the water from changing the land. Let's take a minute to observe these two pictures. What do we see? Or what do we observe? Excellent. In the first picture, we could observe really high, tall trees. They are planted in a way that they formed a wall next to each other, right, in a row. And then in the second picture, we could spot a fence on the beach and some beach grass. So let's check out what are these ways. Farmers have ways to keep wind from blowing away rich soil. They plant trees and shrubs to help block the wind. These trees and shrubs are called windbreaks. So I'm going to read it, then I'm going to explain. Farmers have ways to keep wind from blowing away rich soil. They plant trees and shrubs to help block the wind. These trees and shrubs are called windbreaks. So they're telling us that, as we studied previously, that erosion by wind over many years, what does it do? It carries away the good rich soil on top and leaves the farmers with a useless land to plant. So in order to protect their lands, the farmers came up with a way, that is to plant trees and shrubs, which are types of plants, okay, next to each other in a way that they will form a row and a big high wall, okay, to block the wind. It will block it. It will stop it from reaching the rich soil. So instead, the wind will hit the trees and pass over it instead of directly reaching the rich soil and carrying it away. And in that way, the farmers would what? Protect their lands from the erosion by wind, and they would help protect the rich soil. Clear? These trees and shrubs are called windbreaks. So these trees and shrubs are called windbreaks. Why? Because they are made in a way, planted in a way to form a wall that will break the wind, and what it will move it away from the rich soil. It will pass over, the wind will pass over these trees and continue its way instead of directly hitting the rich soil and carrying it away to other places. So we underline, these trees and shrubs are called windbreaks. Clear? So what are the windbreaks? They are the trees and the shrubs that create what? Excellent. That create this wall in order to break the wind and stop it from reaching the rich soil. That's why we call them windbreaks. Clear so far? So far so good? Great. So what are the windbreaks? They are the trees and the shrubs that the farmers plant in order to protect their land from erosion by wind and to protect the rich soil in their land. So these trees and shrubs will help block the wind. Clear? In the second picture, what do we observe? Excellent. We observe a beach. And what do we observe on the beach? We could spot the beach grass and a fence. Let's check out what's happening. Beach grass can help keep some of the sand from blowing away. Fences help block some of the wind and keep sand from being moved. Again, and then I'm going to explain. Beach grass can help keep some of the sand from blowing away. Fences help block some of the wind and keep sand from being moved. So they're telling us that the beach grass can help what? Keep some of the sand from blowing away. Why? Because the beach grass grows on the beach, okay? And because it grows on the beach, it will grow on the sand specifically, okay? And it will hold it in its place and it will stop the wind from blowing it away. As for the fences could help block some of the wind, so it could keep the sand from being moved away, okay? Why? Because the fence will hold the sand in its place and it will block or stop some of the wind from hitting the sand and carrying it away, okay, or blowing over the sand and carrying it away to other places. Clear? So the beach grass will hold the sand in its place as it grows on the sand, and it won't allow the wind to blow it away. As for the fences, it will help block some of the wind and keep the sand from being moved away to other places. So what are the ways that the engineers or that the people created in an attempt to prevent the wind from changing their land, and in a way that they acted like engineers to come up with solutions for their problems? They planted some trees and shrubs to create a windbreak to stop the wind from carrying away the rich soil, and they planted the beach grass, and what else? Excellent, the fences to stop the wind from carrying away the sand over the beaches. Clear? So far so good? Let's move on. Let's check this picture. See how they grew the plants, okay, next to each other in a way that they formed a row, like a wall, to stop the wind from reaching the rich soil, okay? See the shrubs? These are the shrubs to stop the wind from what? Excellent, reaching the rich soil and carrying it away. So they will block the wind, and the wind will pass over them and move on. Page 271. What do we observe in these two pictures? Excellent. We could see a sandbag, and you could see a flood happening. And in the second picture, we could see a wall, high wall, next to the water. Let's check out what's the issue. Bags of sand can help prevent or slow flooding. People pour sand into water-resistant bags. Then they stack the sandbags to build a wall. The wall keeps the water from covering the land. Again, bags of sand can help prevent or slow flooding. People pour sand into water-resistant bags. Then they stack the sandbags to build a wall. The wall keeps the water from covering the land. So they're telling us that when a flood occurs, in order to stop or in a trial, okay, the people are trying to come up with a solution to stop or slow down the flooding. What did they do? They poured the sand into water-resistant bags, okay, and they stacked the sandbags in a way to form a wall. Why? To stop the water from covering the whole land. Clear? So far, so good? Great. And you're gonna watch a video about it and how do the people get ready for flooding or protect their houses from flooding in a video attached in the instruction sheet under sandbags. Clear? Now, what about the second picture? As we said, we see a wall by the water. Let's check why did the people build these walls next to the water. A dike is a wall by a river or another body of water. People build dikes in places where the water often rises and falls. Dikes can be made of concrete, wood, clay, or other materials. Again, a dike is a wall by a river or another body of water. People build dikes in places where the water often rises and falls. Dikes can be made of concrete, wood, clay, or other materials. So a dike, as you could spot in the picture, is a wall that is built by the river or any other body of water. The people build these dikes in places where the water often will rise and cover the land next to it. That's why they build the dikes, to stop the water from covering the land. So the water would rise and hit the dike and fall back into the body of water instead of covering the land, okay? And what else? They're telling us that the dikes could be made of different materials such as concrete, wood, clay, or any other material. Clear? So far, so good? Great. And this is a dike. See? So the large wave, what happened? The large wave was rising up. It crashed into the dike. Now it will fall back into the water instead of covering the land. Clear so far? Great. Let's move on. We underline what is a dike. A dike is a wall by the river or any other body of water. Again, a dike is a wall by the river or any other body of water. Faster. A dike is a wall by a river or any other body of water. Again, a dike is a wall by the river or any other body of water. Clear? So these are ways that the people came up with to stop the water from causing changes to the land, such as using the sandbags and building dikes. Clear? We move on. Page 272. So we discussed some solutions for the flooding, some solutions for the what? Excellent for the wind erosion. Let's check what about the landslides. Look at the pictures to explore several ways to prevent landslides. Some solutions work better than others. Again, look at the pictures to explore several ways to prevent landslides. Some solutions work better than others. So if we observe the pictures, we could spot that we have 3 different ways that the people came up with to solve this issue. Okay, and they're telling us that some solutions work better than the others. So in the first, we could see a lot of plants. In the second, we could see that the people tried to build walls. In the third one, we could see that the people tried to use wires, okay, to hold, and brackets to hold the soil in its place. Let's check out. Plant roots hold soil in place, but heavy rain can loosen the soil. One more time. Plant roots hold soil in place, but heavy rain can loosen the soil. So they're telling us that the plant roots hold the soil in its place. That's why they will plant a lot of plants, okay, in the mountain wide to hold the soil in its place. But they're telling us that this is not the best solution. Why? Because heavy rain can loosen the soil. And we know that we'll get a lot of heavy rain during the winter season. That's why this won't be a great idea, okay, or great solution. Because the heavy rain will loosen the soil and then landslides will occur. That's why they started thinking of something else, such as building walls. Let's read. A wall keeps mud and rocks in place, but it does not prevent a landslide. Again, a wall keeps mud and rocks in place, but it does not prevent a landslide. So they're telling us that the wall that they came up with to build it between the parts of the mountains, okay, to hold the mud and rocks in place, is good because it holds the mud and rocks in place, but it does not stop. Prevent means to stop a landslide from happening. So is this a good solution, do you think, guys? It won't stop it from happening. Great, so if we want to keep the mud and rocks in its place, okay, it will be a good solution to build the wall, but it will not stop the landslide from happening, so it won't be a good solution for landslides, for stopping landslides, okay? Last picture. Technology like wires and brackets hold the whole hillside in place. So they're telling us that the technology like wires and brackets hold the whole hillside in place. So using the technology that the engineers created for us, such as the brackets and the wires, it will hold what? It will hold the whole hillside in its place and stop it from sliding down, even if there is heavy rain, which means that this technology is the best solution among these 3 to stop the landslide from happening. So is it true that always the first solution is the best? No, we should always keep on thinking and trying out these solutions to check out what are their strengths and what are their weaknesses and to come up with better solutions. Clear? So far so good? That's all. See the wall over here? So this is a wall, but will it stop the land from sliding over? No. So if heavy rain occurs, the land, if it gets really heavy with the water, the soil will start what? If the soil gets too heavy with the water, it will start to slide down and get over the wall. Okay. So will the wall stop a landslide from happening? No. So we could put wires and brackets to hold the whole hillside in its place and stop the landslide from happening. That's all. Thank you.